Hi, this is Dave Csanda with this week's BuzzBite Reports for the Midwest here at anglingbuzz.com. Well, we've got hot and stable weather here in the upper Midwest, and that usually means good fishing if you are zeroed in on the bite. And what often that means is that timing comes into play. We've mentioned that the last couple of weeks for summer fishing. When you get light-sensitive species like walleyes and crappies, they tend to bite best morning, evening, or at night, particularly if they're relating to shallow to mid-depth structures or cover. But you also have other options as well, as if you like to fish a little bit deeper water during the daytime. And for walleyes, I would say the top three come to mind is using a little speed, like with the jigging wrap on deep structure, just above the thermocline, using that jerking motion to trigger strikes. Another would be lead core line trolling with small crankbaits like they do, let's say out at Devil's Lake, North Dakota, where you have some large expanses of mid-depth basins and the walleyes will roam out there and feed. It's a good way to cover water and control your depth and use a little bit of speed. Also out on the Great Lakes, it's prime time for trolling with planer boards, trolling either crankbaits or nightcrawler combinations with a sinker out there on a spinner. Targeting the depth of the walleyes, running it right at their level, and adjusting your speed. And again, using the planer boards to spread your lines out to the side of the boat to reach out to spooky fish in the clear water. So we've got a lot of tactics there for walleyes, but let's also remember that we have a lot of other species as well. And it's not just the classic bass and muskie and pike, although muskie is really good right now. I just saw a good report from up at Lake Vermilion in Minnesota where the PMTT tournament just took place, and there was a lot of really big muskies caught there on bucktails. But we can reach out beyond our traditional species, and one, I got out of my comfort zone on last Friday evening. I had a chance to fish with BuzzBite reporter Brad Durick out at Grand Forks, North Dakota on the upper Red River, and just fishing right outside the city limits there on Friday evening. We caught some really nice big channel catfish up to 20 pounds. And it's really nice fishing. You're just sitting at the head of a hole, put out your dead baits, and wait for the rods to bend. Okay, I will say one thing, the choice of the type of bait was very critical, and if you take a look at Brad's report for the Red River this week, you'll see what his secret bait is and what's been working so well. And another thing, we're throwing you a curveball this week. We threw up a video on the Angling Buzz website about fishing for whitefish. And that's not something that most people will ever do. Whitefish have a reputation for being a very fleeting, hard to catch fish in the summer. Some people will ice fish for them in the winter. But actually at the end of summer in some of our deep clear lakes here in Minnesota, the whitefish will come up just above the thermocline and they will actually cruise a little bit tighter to shoreline structures, main points or humps that come up a little bit above the top of the thermocline. And you can see them on your depth finder, and it's a great place to locate the schools of moving whitefish and jig them with a jigging wrap, a small one like a size 5 or 7, using that speed and triggering in motion to try to get them to bite. And boy, it's once they bite, they really fight hard, and you can put them in the smoker, take them home and eat them. And nobody's going to complain about you having to catch them. You don't have to catch and release whitefish. They're something that it's good to be harvested. So there's really no such thing as the dog days of summer fishing. There are always opportunities that you can go out and catch fish of some kind somewhere using one of your systems that are at your disposal. If you're versatile in your thinking and in your tackle choices and go after different species of fish, you're going to go out there and you're going to get bit. Now, if you want a little bit more information, go to our BuzzBite reports, click on the various state-by-state guides, see what the different reporters have to say, and as I always say, they will help you catch more and bigger fish in the weeks ahead.